Hey, it's Kishore, and these are some of my favorite things in 2020. This has undoubtedly been a very weird year, so my choices this year aren't usually in the category that I talk about. Like the things I love, like cosplay and live events, all of those were kind of pushed off to the side with the pandemic. So I'm trying to just give you an assortment of things that made my life a little bit more livable this year. I'm going to start off with something I kind of mentioned a couple years ago, which was the Koei Air Mega air filter. Given the wildfires in California, I found that air filter to be indispensable because of just the particulate matter, and there's so many days living here in San Francisco, we couldn't go outside. I got a smaller one. This is the Koei Mighty Air that I use in my office. And this one I really put through the paces. This year, especially with the wildfires, the air quality was very bad. And I actually got a particulate air detector to measure how much this actually reduced PM 2.5 concentrations in my house once I started running it. And it was incredible. Within minutes, you could see a marked reduction. This one, even though it's a relatively small size, it works really great in bedrooms, and I have this one in my office. It moves a tremendous amount of air, but even though it moves a ton of air, it's actually pretty quiet. And I love the eco function because it has just a really simple indicator of the air quality, and it spins up or spins down based on that air quality. I can't recommend this enough. And it was Wirecutter's choice this year as well. I also have been wearing a mask pretty much every day for this year. And I have a love-hate relationship with all things masks, mostly because my glasses pretty much endlessly fog, regardless of what I'm wearing. But I found the one that I love the most is from a group called Vog Mask. They make these really brilliant designs, and these are N95 integrated with a fabric design on the front. I really love the one that they made for kids that has the gamer kind of effect on the front. And I use it in conjunction with Fog Away, which is a spray that I put on my lenses that I rub in and just wipe off with a microfiber. And I haven't had as much trouble with fogging on my lenses as even when I go on short little jogs in the park. It's still not perfect, but this is the best system I have, and having it be an N95 in addition to being a fabric mask for the pandemic has proven invaluable. I have a couple book recommendations. First up, I think most people know I have a love affair with all things Batman the Animated Series. I got my Mondo Mr. Freeze figure this year. I even made myself a cover art book from all the Batman the Animated Series events, but this is the book that I'm going to recommend. It's from the Phantom City Creative Collection and it has a foreword from Paul Dini. And it goes through the stories of the cover art and posters for all the episodes in the entire animated series. There's some really good alternative poster designs that you can see in here. My favorite is the Almost Got 'Em episode, and you can see a couple different variants there. The amazing set of art. If you're a fan of the series like I am, this is a must-have for your collection. And the second book I have to recommend is All We Can Save. My friend Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson and her collaborator Catherine Wilkinson put together a compendium of essays, all by women that work in climate. And these essays are really paint a hopeful picture towards the future of how we can address climate change. And one of the things that I love about the series is it came together with this one quote. I'm going to read it here. "My heart is moved by all I cannot save. So much has been destroyed. I have to cast my lot with those who age after age, perversely, with no extraordinary power, reconstitute the world." This is one of those books on climate change that gives me hope about our future. And there's poems, there's essays, there's musings about how we can really work together in our future. And I think it's really encapsulated by that phrase, all we can save. Lastly, I have a fun recommendation. I spent a lot of time this year playing board games and doing puzzles with my family at home, and I can't recommend enough Liberty Puzzles. They're a maker of all wood jigsaw puzzles, and they have an incredible assortment of designs and different levels of difficulty. They make their puzzles in Colorado, and what I love about these puzzles is that there's such a diverse spectrum of different puzzle types. As I mentioned, the difficulty levels vary, but there's something just really, really enjoyable about a wood jigsaw puzzle. It's really satisfying when they click together. These are really popular puzzles. I think there's about a month waiting list just to order one right now. They're trying to ramp up production, but this was easily the most satisfying puzzle that my family put together this year, and easily kind of calmed me down with all the news that was going on. So those are just a few recommendations. An unusual year for sure, but these all made my life a little bit easier and a little bit happier this year.